In this video, we will delve into the fascinating influence that maternal grandmothers have on the lives of their descendants, an impact that transcends generations and shapes destinies from the most primordial moment. The maternal grandmother, a central figure as the mother of one's own mother, plays an irreplaceable and deeply rooted role that begins at conception. During the magical 9 months of gestation, her presence and wisdom are essential, providing emotional support and accumulated experience that influence not only the baby's development, but also how the mother approaches motherhood. This shared journey culminates in birth, an event that reaffirms the bonds and legacy passed from generation to generation, perpetuating traditions, teachings, and love. This profound ancestral bond, which connects various generations, exerts a significant influence on the course of future lives. To illustrate the depth of this connection, consider female reproductive biology. When your mother was conceived, she already carried within her all the eggs that could potentially give rise to the next generation, including you. Even more extraordinarily, when your maternal grandmother was pregnant with your mother, she already possessed the eggs that would later develop into your mother and eventually into you. This phenomenon occurs because all the eggs a woman will release throughout her life are formed, while she herself is still in fetal gestation. Thus, each generation of women carries not only the potential for the lives of their children, but also a direct biological connection with future generations, intertwining the destinies of mothers, daughters, and granddaughters in a rich and complex tapestry of genetic heritage and mutual influences that extend across ages. In this fascinating context, we can say that you existed, in a way, within your maternal grandmother. This perspective underscores the profound significance of the maternal grandmother's influence on shaping future generations. She not only transmits her genetic load through the eggs that will one day become her grandchildren, but also carries with her the memories and experiences lived by her own ancestors. In this way, the thought patterns, behaviors, and even the challenges faced by past generations can manifest in our lives in subtle yet profoundly impactful ways. Therefore, the presence and legacy of a maternal grandmother are not just a passage of biological traits, but a transmission of stories, wisdom, and resilience that profoundly shape the character and destiny of the generations that follow. Therefore, when considering the role of the grandmother in maternal transmission and genetic and ancestral lineage, it is essential to also consider the emotional and spiritual legacy transmitted. This includes the significant impact of the life conditions, experiences, and relationships that the grandmother cultivated during her life. The grandmother's experiences, whether they are of joys, challenges, or overcoming obstacles, are imbued with emotions and teachings that can deeply influence how subsequent generations perceive and interact with the world. This emotional legacy can manifest in personality traits, resilience in the face of adversity, and even the spiritual connections that new generations develop. Thus, the heritage we receive goes beyond DNA. It is also composed of memories, values, and the wisdom of those who came before us, shaping not only who we are, but also how we live and interact with our surroundings. If a grandmother faced periods of financial hardship or relational conflicts, these experiences could have a considerable impact not only on her own life, but also on that of her descendants. For example, if a grandmother lived through a period of war or conditions of scarcity, these extreme circumstances could deeply affect her perception of security and well-being. These feelings of instability and anxiety can be transmitted, even unconsciously, to the daughter during gestation, influencing the emotional and hormonal environment to which the baby is exposed in the womb. This phenomenon, known as transgenerational trauma inheritance, just suggests that the stress experienced in one generation can reverberate in subsequent ones. The grandmother's experiences can shape the daughter's stress responses and, in turn, influence the emotional and psychological development of the grandchildren. Thus, the grandchildren may inherit not only physical and genetic characteristics, but also emotional and behavioral patterns that were shaped by the historical and personal experiences of the grandmother. This invisible legacy, although intangible, is a powerful reminder of how the life experiences of our ancestors continue to influence future generations, shaping perceptions, behaviors, and even emotional health. This process, predominantly transmitted through the female lineage, establishes a unique and profound connection between generations. However, the lineage is theoretically interrupted when a male child is born, since eggs, and consequently, direct genetic transmission, are a feature of women. The continuation of this lineage only restarts when this son unites with a woman, who then carries her own genetic and emotional lineage to give birth to a new generation. This biological peculiarity raises interesting questions, especially in contexts such as adoptions or surrogate pregnancies, where the direct biological connection is altered or absent. In these situations, families may adopt and adapt to beliefs and behavioral patterns inherited from generations that do not share a direct genetic link with them. This can create a complex dynamic, where the beliefs and emotional patterns may seem disconnected or strange to the biological history of the adoptive or surrogate family, potentially influencing the identity and emotional well-being of the individuals involved significantly. Moreover, if a grandmother experienced a difficult relationship with her partner during pregnancy, this emotional tension could affect the mother on a profound psychological level. These problematic relationship patterns could be inadvertently transmitted, affecting the emotional interactions and relationship expectations of the next generation. Therefore, even if the genetic link is interrupted or modified, the impact of traumas and emotional experiences can persist, shaping the experiences and world perceptions of future generations in ways that often remain invisible but are profoundly significant. This repetitive cycle, where children may face similar challenges in their own relationships, such as divorce or trust issues, demonstrates how the emotional and genetic load transmitted by the grandmother can have a vast and profound reach. Moreover, the health conditions that the grandmother experienced, along with the emotional environments in which she lived, can have a significant impact on the health of her descendants. This phenomenon shows that the transfer between generations is not restricted to genetic. It also encompasses emotional and behavioral aspects that shape how descendants perceive and respond to their health conditions. For example, if a grandmother experienced chronic stress or anxiety due to financial instabilities or family conflicts, these factors could alter her genetic expression, a phenomenon known as epigenetics, which could then be passed on to the next generation. Thus, the grandchildren may be more susceptible to conditions such as anxiety or depression, not just by genetic inheritance, but also by the emotional and behavioral impact transmitted. By recognizing these transgenerational patterns, we open the door to a healing and transformation process. Understanding the origin of certain predispositions or behaviors can help individuals and families seek therapeutic interventions or lifestyle changes that address not just the symptoms, but also the underlying causes. This knowledge offers the possibility to interrupt negative patterns and foster a healthier and more harmonious life for future generations. By understanding and modifying these transgenerational legacies, we have the opportunity to create a new reality for ourselves and future generations, interrupting old cycles and establishing new, healthier, and more conscious patterns. This understanding not only improves our own lives, but also contributes significantly to the emotional and physical health of future generations. By exploring these deep connections, we are encouraged to look beyond the surface and consider the complex influences that shape our existences. This video is an invitation for you to recognize and initiate a healing and transformation process that will transcend the patterns of the past, creating a future more aligned with your true essence and purposes. By joining us on this journey of reflection and growth, you are taking an important step to not only heal yourself, but also to offer healing to those who came before you and to all who will come after. Thank you for joining us on this path of discovery and renewal. I hope the information shared here serves as a light in your life and contributes to the dissemination of messages that can make a positive difference in the lives of all those around us. Until the next video, where we will continue to explore and transform our legacies for a more promising future.
In my mind, pictures unfold of a woman strong, growing old with love in her eyes and wisdom in her soul. She's the rock that I lean on, the one who made me stories as we sat and talked, her gentle voice a lullaby. I'll cherish the memories until the day I die. Oh, Grandma, your love was pure as gold. The memories we made, they'll never grow old in my heart. Your spirit will always reside, forever grateful for the love you provided. Holy Spirit will always reside, forever grateful for the love you provide.